now transition over into kind of some of the Bitcoin updates. And my guy Doppel sent me this one. This was from RecProof. And basically he was showing that, hey, this is a nice setup for a reaccumulation where they sweep the lows and then they pump back up. Remains to be seen if we see it. It's nice to see that he's looking and recognizing a swing lower, down to like 59. No, that's closer to 58. And there's another one I wanted to cover, Noodles. So Crypto Paul, Dime actually tagged me on this one, and it's actually a really cool breakdown. I'll shoot it up in the chat if you guys want to read it. He actually kind of breaks down the difference between accumulation and distribution and kind of what he's seeing, because truth be told, it's one of the two. There's no way around it. And he's thinking that it's much more realistic to think that we're in reaccumulation phase here. And I'm still kind of leaning that way. And I wanted to do an update on the Wyckoff chart. And by the way, all the people that have been showing love on the YouTube, thank you so much. We've been really trying to grow that. And I've been spending a lot of time video editing and trying to grow that channel up. So we've successfully broke 250 followers or subscribers, whatever, on YouTube. It's all free. But if you're watching on YouTube, if not, go log into YouTube. Please give us a like and or a follow. But like I said, it's one of these two. And this is a really awesome schematics from Halo Crypto. So shout out Halo Crypto. Definitely using these as a reference. You know, from this side to phase C, it's kind of the same. Until we finally get whether it's going to be kind of a SOS down or SOS up. I'm mixing up the terms. You know, I'm not a Wyckoff OG. I'm a rainbow dude. But you get the idea. It's one of these twos. And if you remember from our last stream, I literally was showing, hey, when I was breaking down how does Wyckoff or how does accumulation and distributions, don't think Wyckoff, but think of it's either up or down either way. So we're definitely in this chop zone, and now we're trying to decide, is it up or down? Because right now the market has moved crazy high up to all-time highs. It's chopped, and now it's kind of going sideways. So anywho, what's up, Malifestro? What's up, my guy? And this was the original schematic that I was referencing. And if you notice, people like try to argue these to a T. I don't care. The reason I reference this one a lot is because it actually shows the creek. Not all the Wyckoff charts actually show the creek, and the creek's very, very important to me. It's really kind of right here. I guess they kind of show it, but typically I look for this. This is where I can kind of get a sense of it in Rainbow Theory that I'm about to print a bottom. And with all that being said, we can actually look at my old chart. It's the kind of the one that got a lot of attention. So marked up here in white is the bullish pattern. Marked in red is kind of the oh no. And you can see the little black swan here with the actual oh no. Point being, we're in this chop, right? Like there's no arguing. This is either accumulation or distribution. And it's either going to blow out the top or it's going to blow out the bottom. And this week it tried to blow out the bottom and then it kind of recovered. We didn't go straight through here, so that's kind of done. The Bitcoin halving hit and we had our pullback. And we're kind of trying to see what happens here. Are we going to keep following this? Maybe we don't go all the way to the top, but definitely kind of keep moving down here. And the reason I bring this up is there's no arguing. It is accumulation or distribution. It's this part that we're in. This gigantic freaking trend from like 20K is rocking. This was the last reaccumulation range and we broke through. It's kind of a little mini one, not really. And then now we're going through here again. And now, mind you, this reminds me of a lot of stuff the first time we came back down from 60K. Now, remember, this isn't an uptrend, but when we go back and look at the previous bottoms of Bitcoin, and it's going to take me a bit because I don't want to change time frame because 4 hours is where I want to show you this. So this is a downtrend of Bitcoin, and this was accumulation for sure. And we actually traded this live with Rainbow 3 and called it. Like, we caught this and called it. And it was like, hey, whites, yellows and oranges, straight up oranges, no more yellows. That's a weakening color. Send it. And what I wanted to point out is we had this test. It bounced, and then it kind of doglegged. So initially, when we were trying to look at this, it was like, hey, here's the creek. We jumped it. And we were expecting it to come up here, but it didn't. It went down, down again, and then it sent. So in reality, the creek was like that. We actually caught it. You can go back and check the tweets. We started talking colors about that's the bottom, send it. When everyone here was talking about we're going to 10K. But in reality, that was kind of the creek. And I'm starting to see this again here on Bitcoin. So I'm going to move to another chart. This is kind of the projection I did a little while ago. This is the actual bar pattern from before. This is the same chart. That's the halving. That's a little thick. Bear with me. I'm going to move that to thinner. Didn't do a thing. What on earth? Well, that would be why. And you can see we've actually kind of done it. This kind of dog leg down. And it kind of rhymes with what Rect Proof was showing is a sweep of the lows at like 57-ish or whatever. We actually kind of did that. And now we're like back in the actual support order block. We're in it. We haven't broke up above it, but we definitely have peeked our head back into it and we've recovered a decent bit. So mind you, I'm not crazy about fractals. A lot of people like want them to show up perfectly. I just show them as like the structures because the shapes of the colors, you get them in a certain pattern, I'm good to go and I can navigate what I'm doing. But with this, it's definitely showing you, hey, there's that leg below. And mind you, this does not look good. This is not the bullish bounce we wanted. What we wanted was, go back to this one, bear with me. I hope the stream quality is better because I took photos of everything because I had 30-something tabs open the last time and it was just lagging like crazy, but we're not really dropping many frames, so. This was the ideal bullish setup. Jump the creek, go all the way up here. That's obviously not the case, and now I think we're going for that double leg, and now we're kind of doing that double leg, but mind you, this was the ideal setup that this support block would hold, and it didn't. Now we've kind of doglegged below it, but we're recognizing that, hey, this may be kind of like a spring. It might be. It might be. We don't know. And we don't want to just like diamond hand long this and go all in on like 100x leverage. Not that this is a trading stream. This is an art stream, but you get the point. It's not the greatest look in the world. It's definitely not good looking. But we haven't invalidated this support block yet. We can dip below. And this like by the whales, if this is the actual spring, this is a nasty one. Because there's a bunch of late shorters here, and a bunch of the longs capitulated because we went below this wick here. This wick here was only 59,000-ish, right? And we went all the way down to 56 and 56.5, and people like lost it. People lost their freaking mind. And we also had like FOMC this week. It's not a good time. So, what's up, Sean? But we got to keep an eye on it because we like the idea is you can see springs that go below this. And mind you, reaccumulation is really, really hard. Macro tops, macro bottoms are a bit easier to catch. Reaccumulations are a lot harder. I got burned a lot by these before I could kind of start seeing creeks and catching them live in the moment. Because in about a month, that's when you're going to see all the Wyckoff charts show up and people are going to like try to make you feel bad because you didn't catch it live at the moment. And then you'll go back and be like, well, did you guys actually trade it? And they're like, no, they didn't post anything about getting long. So just keep that in mind because I don't want you guys to like hate on yourselves. This stuff is hard. And frankly, the more times we actually touch this thing, the more likely that we're going to break through it and never come back. Or not never come back, but break through it hard. So we don't want to keep retesting this because it's been retested a bunch. We printed it here. We printed it here. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we finally broke through on the 7th. But now that we're working back up. Hold on. If there's a mod online, please kill that last comment. Let me see. Twitch. Give me a second, guys. I want to delete that chat. Actually, I don't even see how to do it. He's been blocked. Either way. Das Boot. What's up, S? Anyway, back to this. Moving forward, pumping back up's the idea. Pumping back down, we know what to do. Now, in the event that we do break down, the question is what happens next? And that's a really good question, because if we look at this, and I'm going to go to Kraken chart just because I don't have markups on it, and Kraken data is actually pretty good. So without any markups, because I'm not going to pull the old pivots, but realistically, this thing here, albeit while it was small, that's where we're really going to start seeing some resistance, unless we're like going into a full liquidation cascade. But that's like 51,000, which is god awful from 74. But what I'm getting at is it's not 20K. Now we have to work our ways downs on these, and then this is our next real range that we can chug through, because there's a little range here that's going to give you a resistance, and then there's like this range here. So in reality, mind you, these aren't to the T. It's just kind of an idea of what's going to give you some targets, because we're going to, if we do break through the bottom of this, which a lot of people are calling for, we have to find support somewhere. Albeit, I bet it's probably before we get to the 30K. But you can see all these stacks of pivots. But this is where the bears and the bulls are going to have to throw down and start fighting again. And there's just nothing we can do until it actually shows up. Unless you're size enough to print a bottom on Bitcoin. But I doubt you are. And neither am I. So chill out and just ride it. The reversion bands too right now are like at 52. So I think 52 would be a really, really good support. And if you look at the open order books, there's a lot of bids here as well. I don't have Trading Light open right now, but I'll probably pull it up in the Discord if you guys want to see it. But that's the overall Wyckoff update on Bitcoin. Regardless, like I said, guys, it's one of these two. And people want to argue and say, oh my God, the A to the B to the C, the S, doesn't look right. It doesn't really matter. You know you're in between these two horizontal lines, and it's going to go up or it's going to go down. And it's going to chop you to death when it gets to the edges. And it's going to shake people out, because that's exactly what the whales want to do. That's what all whale theory is about. And it just is what it is. So chill out. This is the time to like not really stress out. This is not the part of the cycle we want to get liquidated and get destroyed. So anyway, moving on.